So Elon Musk might be getting a bit distracted by Zuckerberg and Threads. Meanwhile, the analysts are raising their earnings estimates and their price targets on Tesla. And with so much focus on CPI and the summer news lull, well, this could be an interesting, choppy week until Wednesday. This is Randy Kirk, and if you like this morning news channel, and even when there's a light news day, please hit like, subscribe. Later this morning, I'm going to be doing something on Elon Musk and the humility moat. So, how does Elon's humility affect the ability to make Tesla what it is and keep it really what it is? I mean, in other words, going forward, how does humility impact that? I think you're going to like this particular story. So hit notify if you'd like to be reminded about that. And then, of course, I'd love to have folks joining up on the Patreon channel. All right. The beginning of summer, look, it's always this way. This is the first major week of travel. And so we're seeing that. Church attendance yesterday was really down. The freeways were empty in Riverside. I was just so shocked to see so little traffic here. People are traveling, and I think they're traveling widely this year. Last year, there was a lot of staycations. This year, I think what we're looking at is people traveling internationally. A lot of friends of mine are traveling around in various parts of the world right now. I saw even viewership on the channel yesterday was down, and there was nothing wrong with the content, or was there? Let me know if my content was horrible yesterday. Let me know that was why viewership was down. But I think the content was normal, and the viewership was down. So news is down. Even the news, the folks who pull the news together and go looking for the news, they're on vacation too. It's always this way during the summer, but in particular the first and the last week. So it can affect the market. You can also see lower trading. You can see different kind of trading because the traders are also out with their families. All right. Well, sideways was the beginning of this morning, but then, as I mentioned, I'm looking for a roller coaster week. We went from absolute sideways in the pre-market to sideways at the opening to the Dow going up 100. While the Nasdaq was going down. I mean, it's all over the place. Tesla opened early, a couple of points up. I'm figuring that was because of some positive ratings increases. We'll talk about that in a minute, but then all of a sudden Tesla was down. We'll look at it in a minute and see where it is now. I mean, this is what I'm expecting for the next 2 days. I'm expecting light trading. I'm expecting the market to be on a roller coaster because everybody's trying to get ahead of this issue on Wednesday. It is the big news of the week with the CPI coming out that day. So anyway, the big there was an upgrade from somebody I don't know, but it's the Jefferies analyst. His name is Philip Hanshoy. It's the best I can pronounce it. He raised to 265 from 185. He raised his annual, the full year earnings from to 283 from 271. Boy, that's still really low. I think we're going to get to $4 and maybe even $5. So that's about half of where I think we're going to be by the end of the year. Anyway, so with the CPI being the focus, I did a very lengthy analysis last night. I'll put a card right here if you want to go take a look at last night's. If you didn't look at last night's video, I think the CPI is going to come in below 3% year over year. Might come in at, that's what the market's expecting. Maybe it comes in at that number, but maybe even lower because Trueflation is showing that we're already much lower than that. And well, it's just hard to say. I think, but if it comes in at 3% year over year, at 0.25 month over month, the market will be hats and horns. They'll be very happy. If it comes in much higher than that, there could be some serious setbacks. And of course, that's what everybody's lining themselves up with regard to their positioning as we get closer to the CPI on Wednesday and the PPI on Thursday. So choppy week, lots of Fed analysts, Fed members, what do you call presidents and whatnot out there giving their take on the economy this week. And not much news, not much reporting, other kinds of reporting out until Wednesday either. So again, as we started out this morning, oil was down just a little bit. Bonds were down just a little bit, but I mean, we're talking about marginally where, a little bit of a change, it could be up. Again, everything sideways, except for some reason the Dow jumping like crazy. So let's talk about the biggest story of the weekend, okay? And that is that Elon Musk is not happy with Zuckerberg. So they've been unhappy with each other over the years, but the whole thing with Twitter and whatnot has changed it to making it a little bigger deal. It seemed like a lot of fun earlier with their potential fight, going at each other in Vegas or maybe even in Rome, getting trained to take one another on in mixed martial arts or some combination of anyway. This was news and it was kind of fun, and it was I was all about it. But then Zuckerberg decides, well, he's gonna up the ante by putting out Threads, which is according to Elon, pretty much a copy. I have not gone on Threads yet. If you've gone on Threads and you've got an opinion, would you please comment below? I'm seeing opinions that are saying it's boring. I'm seeing opinions that saying it's nothing burger. I'm seeing opinions that are saying that what's the big deal, and that there's nothing new there. I haven't seen any reporting yet that's saying, oh boy, this is so much better. I've seen some that are saying, one report, I think what the headline was, oh, this is like being back on the old Twitter. Well, would that mean because there's restricted speech? I mean, would that be the reason you'd want to go there? It's because you want to make sure that nobody can say what's really on their mind. I just don't know. So, but as a result of this, now Elon is threatening to sue. Well, he's maybe, I think, already sued the Twitter lawyers that were associated with putting the deal together, where he purchased it, claiming that they had that their legal representation was overpriced as well as incorrect, I believe. He's accusing Zuckerberg of stealing trade secrets and proprietary information, and because he took on a bunch of the Twitter folks that were fired or that quit, and he believes that some of them brought trade secrets with them that Zuckerberg is using, and he's threatening to sue Zuckerberg with regard to that. And then Elon is calling Zuck names and offering to take him on a male member measuring competition. Well, okay, so what can we take away from all this? Number one, Elon, stop. Just stop. This is not good. This is not the kind of PR. Yes, it's PR, and all PR is good PR. Just spell my name right. No, this is PR that's not going to be helpful. Just stop. Let's go back to fighting it out in the business arena only. Okay, if you want to have this fight for charity, I think that would be kind of fun. I think that was interesting. That I was all about that. Okay, what about the potential for Elon to be distracted, assuming he was ever distracted, be distracted back to Twitter again, taking his eye off the ball at Tesla because the Threads channel got 100 million people signing up over the first 3 or 4 days. That's been news about how many people are signing up. Well, signing up is not using it. Signing up is not having a community. Twitter has a massive lead over, I don't care, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million people sign up, coming over from Facebook, coming over from Instagram. They're part of that world over there. Yes, it could have a long-term impact on Twitter. And I'm absolutely positive if I'm Elon Musk right now, I'm going, okay, what's my response to this? And the clear response would be the kind of response you do anytime you're in a firefight in business is, okay, what can I do to make Twitter better? What can I do to make it so much more interesting than what's happening on Threads that nobody will care about Threads? Or if Threads is going to be a thing, how do I just continue my plan? And because Elon has all kinds of plans for making Twitter something very, very different in terms of who it serves and how people are served financially and all these different ways. So I would say, hey, Elon, focus on making Twitter better. Will this take his focus off of Tesla? I don't think so. Obviously, yes. Could it make a difference of 5 hours a week or something, or 10 hours a week that he spends on Twitter that he might have spent on Tesla? Yes. Is that important? Yeah. Is it going to have a short-term effect? No. But it could tell people that are watching Tesla, oh, here's another distraction. Here we go again. And that could affect the stock price in the short term. In the long term, unless this continues along this direction of this crazy calling names and if that continues, yeah, I think it could start to have an effect on people's impressions, and that would not be good. So anyway, that is where I'm seeing it right now. Let's take a look at where the market is as we conclude this morning. Gold has been down; it continues to be down. That's kind of an interesting thing. Oil is down just a little bit, as I mentioned. That's a nothing thing. Bonds are down, which is good. I'm glad to see that. The market now is, the market is now, the Dow is now up 189. I mean, from zero, now up 201. Nasdaq down 40. What in the world is going on there? I just don't know. I can't figure out why the Dow would now be jumping $200 in the early goings here. Makes no sense at all to me. And then Nasdaq is down, and Tesla is now down 329, but reversing and starting up towards green again. So wild, I'm telling you, that's what I'm expecting. Roller coaster. All right. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's going to be a roller coaster week? What do you think is going to happen to Tesla this week? Maybe there'll be more reporting, more people upping their price targets. I think that's probably what's going to happen. That's what typically happens the week before earnings report. And typically the stock will go up. And I think there's a good chance. There's a chance, again, this is my range this week. We can test 265. We can also test 305. That's the range that I'm looking for this week. And it could happen at any time for any reason, as you can see, based on today's opening. So if you like this content below, please hit like, please hit subscribe, hit notify if you'd like to be reminded about that deal I'm going to do today on Elon's humility. And then buy the book. If you bought the book, hey, I had a lot of book sales last week. So it's time to buy the book, The Elon Mission Method, Making Money Out of Thin Air. That's the book I wrote with Shayla Chamberlain, who's one of the best CPAs I've ever met, and really understands how to analyze business from the perspective of the balance sheets and the profit and loss. And then When Friday Isn't Payday, my book that's been out now 30 years, since 1993. 30 years that book has been selling on a regular basis. It's in the 3rd edition. If you're an entrepreneur or a wannabe entrepreneur, this is a great place to start. Inc. magazine said it was the best small business book that year. Okay, so that's all I got. And hey, as usual, it has been great talking to you.